Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So on the agenda tonight, we're not even going to be looking at a singing voice, we're going to be looking at a talking voice. And this is a bit of a different analysis video because somebody sent me through some footage and they wanted me to explain what was going on because they could hear something going on with what was being said after this particular show. And we are going to be taking a look at Journey, and it's when Arnel Pineda is addressing the crowd and introducing the members of the band that things sound a little bit off. As always, the links to the 3 videos that I'm going to be taking a look at tonight are in the description below if you want to cross-reference anything. But we're going to start with the video, the single video that I was sent with the initial request. And we'll just have a listen to a segment.
And lastly, Sacramento, would you please welcome on guitars, Mr. Neil Sean.
So, here we've quite clearly got we've got what sounds like auto-tune still on the mic, even though the show has already finished. Now, my initial reaction to this was that because this wasn't being hosted on an official channel or anything like that, that it could well be somebody isolating the vocal, putting auto-tune on it, so it wasn't actually happening and it's, you know, a bit of a joke and all that kind of stuff. So I said, unless we can cross-reference this with other crowd shot footage from exactly the same time, then we can't say conclusively that they or Arnel was using auto-tune live and then it was just accidentally left on the mic. We can say that it's just somebody having a joke. So as you guys know, I'm very thorough with my analysis videos, and I was actually sent this crowd shot footage from different people filming at the same time in the same venue. And now I'll get rid of the one that we've just listened to. We'll have a listen to this.
Would you please welcome on guitars, Mr. Neil Sean.
So we are getting exactly the same thing, this calibration to A440 standard pitch equal temperament, which is what auto-tune does. It just attracts the voice to these lines. And have a look at this, just perfectly on the G4 with this movement up and down, which is just the talking voice. But the talking voice is being auto-tuned. And anyway, I'll take it back again because I then cross-referenced it with a third performance, third piece of crowd shot footage.
Would you please welcome on guitars, Mr. Neil Sean.
So we've got that same sound, the same calibration to A440. So it means that the auto-tune has been left on the mic. So they were using it live, or Arnel was using it live. Now, I mean, the other thing that is a bit crazy about this is that it continues. So I'll take it all the way back to the beginning actually, because the auto-tune is left on the mic for the duration of engaging with the crowd at the end. And I mean, what's, I guess, a bit surprising to me is the fact that auto-tune's being used in the first place, like, you know, by a great vocalist like Arnel. And generally, I think that auto-tune is for those singers who, you know, might need a bit of help getting to notes and maintaining pitch and all that kind of stuff, and might be doing dance routines and might be more in the pop genre and, yeah, a little bit more mainstream. So I mean, this unfortunately is a bit of a giveaway that it's being used throughout this show, and somebody just has forgotten to turn it off. But we'll just listen to a bit of this.
Sacramento. I made you happy. Are you happy, Sacramento? So I want to hear less of your noise.
And you can hear the auto-tune not really knowing what this singer's doing, because his voice is going all over the place and it's trying to find notes to snap it to. And as you can see here, the A4 and the A4, and almost at the A4, is trying to put the voice on a note.
Right now, please, go!
And there again, the A4, it just snapped it to there.
Thank you. Sacramento! Woo!
Oh, that was quite good. I think that was... Where were we? Right at the top. The E5. So yeah, that is correct. Exactly on the... When I say that's correct, the auto-tune has plotted it on the E5. But Arnell is not trying to hit a note there. That's just what has happened to him just throwing his voice up there expressively. He's not singing here.
We had a great time. Mr. Jonathan Kane here on keyboards and on vocals.
And you can see all these little wobbles that we get of auto-tune just really trying to figure out what's going on.
Thank you. Of course, Mr. Todd Jensen on bass and on vocals.
On bass and vocals. We get some interesting melodies.
And on second keyboard here and on vocals, Mr. Jason Terlatko. Yes. And of course, you know who? Sacramento.
You know who? I mean, it is entertaining to listen to, but also it gives you an insight into what auto-tune does live. That it's snapping the voice, and Arnell's voice is most certainly not doing this. It's auto-tune conforming it to A440, so that if he were singing, the notes would be hitting these lines rather than going where the voice naturally goes, which is basically what auto-tune is all about. It's snapping you to the notes so that you don't really have to worry too much about being that accurate pitch-wise. So, we see this all the time in our analysis videos where we're looking at certainly post, pitch corrected performances, but with auto-tune live, it's kind of even less forgiving because pitch correction Melodyne is a manual process, so people generally try to avoid being on lines too much because it just sounds too mechanical. But I mean, this is only from a few years ago, so it still has a little bit of differential dialed in. That's what you can see. So it means that this here, A4 slightly sharp, and then on the line, and then ever so slightly flat. So you've got this differential of the auto-tune that if Arnell were singing, it's to try and make it less obvious that the vocals are being tuned. But we'll let it play on.
On drums and on vocals, Mr. Dean Castronovo. And lastly, Sacramento, would you please welcome on guitars, Mr. Neil Sean.
Okay, now that is definitely, I've never heard anybody address a crowd like that, going, and hitting that melody. But again, great example here of what auto-tune is doing, because that would have just been, and that's the noise that we're now getting, and we're now getting all the notes. So yeah, I mean, as much as some people might think, and this is up for you to decide, is your own opinion of whether you're surprised or not, or you're disappointed that a band like Journey have auto-tune live, and whether you think it was just a pop thing, that's up to you. But it is interesting to see this as to how, even when you just go, like that, auto-tune will now put that on notes for you. To make it, and quite strictly, A4, bang on the line, G4, bang on the line. Here, because it was going down so quickly, didn't really know what to put that on. But then E4, and the held note. Let's let it play on.
Vocals for the last 15 years, the lead singer in our band.
Again, here, perfectly maintained pitch from a vocal perspective. And again, now, when I say about here, we've perfectly maintained pitch from that vocal perspective. This is why when I'm looking at a singer who is either using auto-tune or has been post-pitch corrected, how I can't analyze their voice, because you can't say that they maintained pitch perfectly, because it's been done. If somebody's talking voice is maintaining pitch perfectly, then how can you objectively judge or break down somebody's vocal from a pitch perspective and how accurate they are or may not be, when if a talking voice gets calibrated this accurately, then how can you trust somebody's singing voice wasn't, quite far off, but they've been moved to be here? So this is why, as soon as anything's been manipulated from a pitch perspective, unfortunately, I just can't listen to the vocal, and I can't hear past that, past the manipulation of the vocal to conform it to A440, because it just bashes against your ear, this frequency of being so exact. And this is what it does, and this is what tuning the vocal in this particular case is. But it's what tuning vocals is, and what tuning vocals are as a concept for all singers and all released music, that this is what's happening. It's being stuck on these lines, and it might have actually been nowhere near the line, but it's been put there regardless.
The Thriller from Manila are now.
And here we had two perfect A4s, and again, that's not where the voice would have gone, but it's what we're hearing. Again, back to my previous point that I just made, that if we're getting a perfect A4 here from a vocal or a voice that definitely didn't hit that perfectly twice in a row, that's what tuning is all about.
Arnel Pineda.
Oh, and another perfect A4.
Pinoy!
Oh, and there we go. That was an A5. No, that's an A4. So that must have picked up a harmonic there.
Truly, Sacramento, I'm so honored to be representing the legacy of Journey. Thank you for that chance. Grateful.
Again, the G4.
Respectful forever. Thank you.
So anyway, and then the videos finish. So, I mean, what to take away from this? I'm not sure, other than getting an insight into how Auto-Tune Live works, but also that singers are using it. And it seems like, because this is only from a few years ago, that more and more singers are using this live as a crutch in order to hit their notes more accurately than they otherwise can naturally. And I mean, there might be singers who are still doing it fully live, but it's so difficult now to know who is and who isn't being tuned that, I guess the more legacy artists and legacy bands start jumping on board with auto-tune and miming and lip syncing live, then in the future we don't really know what's going to be live anymore, unfortunately. And this is why in the future hopefully we can feature things on the channel, or especially on the Authentic Vocal channel, that are authentic vocals. They are genuinely live vocals of the person's voice when they are singing. So I mean, I know that it sounds crazy to have to come up with these terms and definitions of what a singing voice is, but we have to do that now, because in this particular case, a band that I actually would have thought Arnel would never have used auto-tune live, but to now see that it is on that mic, you think, well, you've got to question everything. Even fans of bands that think they've done it live for years, you're going to have to question that. And even bands that I'm a huge fan of, that I'm now showing on my channel and doing analysis videos of, and it's sometimes depressing to find out that it's not everything that you thought it was. And people that might say about their favourite band, oh, our vocalist is the best because they sing live and it's totally unedited and they've got that ability to hit pitches really accurately and they're just that good. But then you realise, oh, actually that's not the case. But that is the video for tonight, a bit of a different one. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Keep those future requests coming to requests@wingsofpegasus.com. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!